Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. Um, First, want to say thank you to all the new subscribers today. Um, I got, wow, I think I got like 10 new subscribers today. That's great. And a lot more views on my videos. So I want to say thank you to everybody and all the comments that people are leaving me. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Um, and pass it on to your friends. You know, let them know what's going on. We need to speak. We need to be the voice for the people, and also what's going on in Hawaii, Maui, of course, in particular. But it dawned on me a little while ago, before I get into this video, that I heard some rumors of how there's a media blackout in Hawaii, and I don't know why I didn't pick it up the past week, but it's true. I haven't. You haven't. Not that I'm not saying anybody else, but I haven't seen any news media from any other parts on the island, the whole island itself of Hawaii. From what they call Big Island, I believe, to some of the other areas. You would think that the media would be like scattered all around Hawaii, asking people, because of course, one would think that everybody's pretty much related, family, friends, and all that. It's not like Hawaii is like the regular mainland that people from California can go their whole life without knowing anybody from New York. Let's just put it that way. But I've been seeing some videos where they have people, the natives have been complaining about the media blackout. Why? I don't know. I've never heard of a catastrophe where there was a media blackout, unless there's something nefarious going on, which right now I think that's what a lot of people are believing. I believe it. Okay, for me, it's not an opinion anymore. I truly believe something nefarious has happened and is going on. But I got two videos here. One by Black Conservative 24, and the other one by Hawaii Real Estate. They both have been on this, especially the guy from Hawaii Real Estate. I want to show you this first video, and I mean, it's truly heartbreaking what's going on, but it's not surprising. So let's get this one going first.
My name is Christine Borge. I guess you could say I'm a kapuna. I'm 61. I was living on 1A Street when it happened. I walked away with nothing except my dog, and I've been part of the human experiment ever since. First we were in Maui prep. They passed out toilet paper because they wouldn't let us use the bathroom. I guess we looked like leprosy people to them in our dark skin. Then we went to Baldwin High. Now I'm at Royal Lahaina. We need help because we're being told by people from the mainland who are culturally insensitive to fill out papers that will give the America, which I am a forced American. I'm not a proud American. I am forced to be American in Hawaii. You're telling us to fill out this paperwork so that you can give us the least amount of money. All I've had since day one is $700.
Okay, now, to anyone watching, I don't want anybody to take offense to what she said about being a forced American. If anybody knows history, there's a lot of controversy with Hawaii and America. So, at this particular time in history right now, what's going on, myself personally, I consider Hawaiian people Americans. First and foremost, I consider them precious human beings, just like everybody on the planet is a precious human being. And when it comes to situations like this, you could understand the people's some of the people's frustration. There's no secret how a lot of Hawaiians feel, but at the same time, they are very, from what I've been told by family and friends who have visited Hawaii, and just strangers, in conversation, they're also very loving and accepting people. Okay, so I look at what she said about being a forced American as the way a lot of Native Americans feel. Okay, I myself am Cherokee Indian and Latin. I don't feel like that. I do have my gripes, but I'm an American first, and I take my life from there. But besides that, I'm not trying to apologize for her. Those are her words. It's a free country, okay? I just don't want anybody to look at it like, because I've seen some people leaving some very nasty comments on other channels about what the natives are saying, and like really pushing them off as far as like they don't care. And it's like, look, man, these people are suffering, okay? Everybody's angry, and everybody's suffering and grieving. They're heartbroken. Leave it alone. Now's not the time to make it to turn this into, I don't know, some sort of anti-American rhetoric. It's I don't think that's what it is. I just think people are frustrated. Okay, but getting that out the way, here's proof that she's talking about how they're pushing them back and forth. And I've never heard in a catastrophe, and I've lived in Florida where there was hurricanes and all that, where people had to fill up. The only time people fill out paperwork is when insurance policies need to be claimed for damages. I've never heard of anybody having to fill out paperwork in order to get help in the middle of a catastrophe. It almost seems as if the powers that be are trying their hardest to totally displace the people in Maui. Okay? The second part of this video that I'm going to show you, it is all the proof that I needed that this was definitely a lot more than just a wildfire. But we will get to that. But let's continue listening to this poor lady.
FEMA is fighting with SBA. I walked out yesterday because I'm hearing conflicting stories of what paper I should fill out. We need meetings in Lahaina. So many people, my employees, they're of Filipino ancestry, they're Filipino. They don't know how to fill these papers out. 4 out of 5 of us lost our homes. It was burned to the ground. We are only being told, stand in this line, sign here. What are we signing? Who is it benefiting, us or America? That's what I want to know. And I want to know.
And she has a valid point. She has a good valid point there. Because why fill out the paperwork? I mean, are you there to help the people that have lost so much, or is this all like a tax write-off? Like, why are you making them fill out paperwork? I mean, it boggles my mind. All the hoops that they're making all these people, all the hoops that made them jump through, I should say. So many people are gone, and now you're stopping them from getting medication. There's a lot of independent video out there of people coming from the other islands with supplies, with medical supplies also, insulin for the diabetics, and they're being turned away by FEMA and the powers that be, and their excuse is that it's not, approved or regulated. It's like, what are you talking about? People are not making insulin in their basement and trying to, push it off like they're part of the black market. It's almost as if they're really trying to truly. All I can think of is like they're trying to genocide these people in Maui. Every little obstacle they can think of, from the media blackout to not giving them numbers on how many kids are missing, to pushing people away, to stopping supply chains from coming in, and the biggest thing is that the media, the mainstream media, is not all over this. You would think they would be, and I'm not making this political when I say mainstream media, like it's just from the left, but you would think that every news media in the United States first would be all over this and asking questions like, why are you blacking us out? Why can't we go, and find out what's going on? Why isn't the media all over the other parts of Hawaii asking questions? I mean, you got more reporters from overseas doing reports on what's happening in Maui than you really have in the United States. But let's continue.
Oh, when we get to go back to our home in Waianae. Maybe it's gone, but there, for reasons that I don't want to discuss, we need to go back there. Are you guys going to just scrape it all away and say disaster zone? And America's going to get what they want, their satellite city? Because this was planned years ago. It's now happening. And all the poor people, the homeless, the hardworking people of the hotels, the kapuna, we lost everything. So you could have your satellite city. This isn't fair. I feel like I was used. I feel like crap on the ground. This is not right, and we should not be treated this way. We're in a hotel, and we have no communication. I cannot watch the news. I don't know what's going on. I just happened to see on Facebook there's a meeting here. We couldn't even have our pastor come in and ask us if we need prayer in the very beginning, but Oprah could come in.
Yeah, you see, now I have to admit, I've been trying to keep my tongue clean my past couple of videos, but that is a crock of shit. Okay, how do you deny anybody the right to find counsel, to be consoled, by pastors and ministers and the community? I find that totally disgusting of how they're not doing that. And it almost seems as if obviously whoever is behind this is wicked, obviously. But doing that, not letting, pastors and stuff like that come in, it just, it's like, wow, not only are you wicked, you're actually acting that diabolical towards the people. Like blatantly right in their face. Wickedness and evil comes in many shapes and forms. Everybody knows that. Anybody that watches my videos, they will know. I would think they would agree. And all you need is a conscience. All you need is morals and a soul in order to understand that. But let's continue.
Who is she? Who is she? They said, oh, she knows the governor. We didn't need her in there in Bowen High. Get her out. We don't know. We also don't need people like Kaina Shiki telling tourists don't come to Maui. Because some of us, thousands of us, work in the hotel industry. They pay our mortgage. They give us our medical. And the medical, besides the county, is pretty good for somebody old like me. So don't go tell tourists don't come Maui because you're not speaking for us, the working people. You're speaking for yourself.
Yeah, you see right there, it's like, why do that? They need help from all around. And that's why I said before about not to read into what she says about being forced to be American. They're obviously loving people. They love the tourism. They need the tourism. They know. They just have a different way of dealing with how they've been treated. Okay? And I'm not one of these advocates. My thing is this, man. America first, all the way. Every day, all the way, every day. That's the way I am. But I could understand her pain at the same time. People are done wrong. They're done wrong. They're lied to. They're misinformed. They're cheated on. They're used. And anybody that would look at what she's saying that, the truth. Whoever is stopping these things from going on, they're not speaking for the victims. They're speaking out of special interest. And I truly believe I'm kind of like 60-40 with the governor. 60 against him, 40 trying to believe him. I am totally 100% against the mayor and the chief of police. I mean, because it's like, dude, if you guys are in on this, man, these are your own people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just baffles my mind how tight-lipped all three of them are. But let's continue.
Tourists come. We love you. We have aloha. You have gave us money through your donations. We're not saying don't come. Come. Because you will be helping us, the lower people. The grains of sand of Maui is what we are. We're not the ones living up up in Laniapoku. Not one of those houses burned. Puamana is still there. Lahaina Shores is still there. Everything beyond the Civic Center is there, but the homes where we were working, where we were scraping, where we had less than $1,000 a month to pay for our basic needs of gas and food. We busted our ass, and this is what we get?
Yeah, you see that? That's horrible. That's totally horrible. It's as if they're trying to genocide that part of the island, the people on that part of the island. This is why in my last video, I put out about the kids. Get rid of the young generation in mass so they don't keep it going and displace and starve out the older generation that survived. Come on, people, wake up, man. This is the way I'm seeing it. This is the way I'm seeing it. And she's right. That nobody could have came in, but yet Oprah Winfrey came in because she knows the governor. She was out here giving out freaking pillows. These people didn't. I mean, the sentiment's okay with a pillow, but damn it, woman, you're excuse my language, people, but Oprah, you're a fucking billionaire. Jeff Bezos, you're a billionaire. You people own more property than the government of Hawaii themselves. You own more property on that island. Where is Jeff Bezos? Where's Mark Zuckerberg? Those three people right there own more property in Hawaii than the government of Hawaii itself. They own thousands of acres of land. But let's continue.
Nobody called us. Our phones didn't work from 5 in the morning. The fire was not 10 o'clock when I went to work. The fire was still there. There was no water. Tell me if that's not coincidence. No water, no warning, and everybody talking about the satellite city before the fire. Lahaina gonna be the first satellite city. Well, hey, Jeff Bezos, you got what you wanted. Oprah, you got what you wanted. And the guy who owns the nut, you got what you wanted. That's all over. That's what happened.
Okay.
We need help in Lahaina. Who's gonna come now and ask us, can I pray for you, Auntie?
Thank you.
Can I help you with your paperwork? Because all we got so far was $700, and we don't know who to call or anything. It's culturally insensitive in that zone.
Man,
But yeah, this is the gentleman, Black Conservative 24. She's right, and you can hear the anger and the heartache and the frustration in that woman's voice. When she said that certain people don't speak for all of them, she's right. And listening to her sounds more like she's speaking, for everybody the way they feel. But I'm going to show you the next video, and for me, this is what basically makes me feel, now I'm up to like 95%, believing that, what, this wasn't just a fire because a hurricane that was supposedly 500 to 700 miles off the coast, the winds were that strong that it just came through and started tearing things up. But I'll show you that right now. Now this video right here, it just, out of everything that I've seen, it just raises way too many red flags. And anybody with half a brain, I'm not going to show the whole video, but you're gonna see some stuff that it doesn't make sense, and I'll show you my point of view of why I believe that this for me was not a wildfire the way the powers that be in the media is saying. But here we go.
hey, look.
Oh, and quick note, just so, he's gonna say it, but all this right here, that's melted aluminum from that tire. And yeah, so.
Hi guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org, coming to you live from Lahaina Luna neighborhood, Maui, Hawaii. Citizens impromptu reporter. Wasn't planning on doing this, but this is what we're doing, and I'm thankful to have a Starlink from David Crawford, and we're here reporting on what I believe is potentially a smoking gun of sorts. We just don't know what it is. But I'm going to show you the scenario of this car and what's surrounding it and how temperatures could reach this level, creating this amount of melting of aluminum. I'm here with...
I just want to throw something in real quick about Starlink. You know, it's funny, and I'm going to get a little political on this. It's funny how Elon Musk has been ridiculed so much, but yet Elon Musk, when the hurricanes happened in Puerto Rico a few years ago, I'd say about 7 years ago, they had that double hurricane back in 2015, 16, around there, I believe. So more than that, actually. He wanted to build their electrical grid to bring them up to modernization. Denied. Ukraine, the war that's happening now, when it first started, he started sending Starlink satellites. That went to crap because Zelensky just basically shut everything down. You know, the media, you know, social media, all that. And now over here in Hawaii, there's a media blackout, and here's Elon Musk sending Starlink equipment so people can get Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So I just wanted to throw that in, that, you know, can he be doing it for money? I don't know. Nobody knows. Okay? Will he make money off of it? I mean, you got to be an idiot to think that he's not. I just think that, you know what, the one guy with the technology that, from what I know, doesn't own any property in Puerto Rico, any property in Ukraine, any property in Hawaii, is willing to help. He's being ridiculed, and the three of the richest people on the planet combined, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Oprah Winfrey, they are worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Oprah was the only one that came and brought pillows. Go figure. But let's go.
With Donovan, he is I believe, a hero of sorts. Aloha, Donovan. Because he was the one that brought it to my attention that we have these very strange occurrences. We just shot down on the highway. I don't know if it was actually live, but we have it all recorded, so we're going to post it. We're at another one of these locations. So this is well above the burn zone, essentially, in a neighborhood known as Lahaina Luna. I'm going to show you around real quick so you can see the scenario and then judge for yourself. And again, if you enjoy content like this, I encourage you to please like the channel, subscribe, and share the video so you can get...
Now, I want people to pay attention to the way he pans the camera, okay? Starting from right here, and he goes around.
The truth of what's going on here at Maui. So where I'm at right now...
Now, look at all this. I'm going to speak over him a little bit.
You can see the lights for the football stadium right there at Lahaina Luna. So we're right below Lahaina Luna High School in the neighborhood that did not, I repeat, did not burn. You can see all these houses are standing
look at all this
around here, unburned. There's no burn here, okay? So to me, this is like something out of a space movie, because you have this small field with some grass that burned, right? You can see where the grass burned. But then you have these two vehicles sitting in here
Look at that.
that have melted.
Now, to anybody looking at this, is anybody guessing that this looks like something was shot down, concentrated, like a circle? Since when does a fire burn like that? And there was no trees in this area, but everything is scorched. Keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, it's
Aluminum. So Donovan, if you want to just take us through this car real quick and show us, I know you know a few things about cars, you can point out some things that require a very high temperature. By the way, we just talked to the neighbor who was talking to an investigator in Lahaina Town yesterday, and he said the investigator told him the temperatures reached in excess of 3,000 degrees. So tell us what you got, Donovan.
Well, we have about 300 degrees for aluminum, and this
300?
1,300.
1,300, okay, thank you.
1,300, well, 1220, but if you round it up, because it was not only melted, it was liquefied to the point where it became a river of aluminum going down the dirt hill.
So this is the aluminum rim, obviously. There's the tire, what's left of it, the steel threads or steel belts.
And maybe combination gas tank if the gas tank's aluminum.
Okay, okay. So you have liquefied aluminum running down the side of a grass fire.
The caliper melted, unless they stole it. But it looks like the bolts are still there. So that, and then you get the belt, the steel belt of the tire.
Now, does anybody notice this on the car right here? You see white paint here. You see all this pitted. I work construction. We use a lot of blow torches on some of the jobs. This is the effect we get when we try to burn stuff, when we use heat guns to get paint off of old wood and stuff like that, you'll get an effect like this. Okay, on wood, you got to be very careful you don't burn the wood. But when you're trying to get paint off of metal to clean it, like metal doors and stuff, where we got, we can't scrape it off, we'll use a a regular acetylene little blowtorch and just burn it off, or chemicals, whatever. But right where that rim was melted, this right here, okay, that's scorched. That's scorched. This is the paint. Okay? And then you got this perfectly round circle in this field, while everything else is fine. Since when does a fire act like that? That burns in one particular spot. The only way this can happen, if they keep burning it and burning it and burning it. If anybody has gone camping, you might go to some old public campgrounds, and you'll see like people when they leave after a weekend or a week, and then you go to the campground, you'll see a fire that's been there, or like a fire pit that people keep using, and you'll find cans in it and all kinds of metal objects, and you'll see things like this. Why? Because it's just an ongoing heat. It's scorched. It's scorched. It's scorched. Nothing in this area could have lasted that long to do this damage to that car and not continue. No trees, no nothing. Not enough grass, nothing here. If this was in the middle of the woods and everything was burning, you could say, okay, that could have happened. It just kept burning. But obviously, this is on the high ground like they were saying, and look at all this damage. But let's continue.
Which is just a bunch of wire mesh laying there, and you have the windows that were melted, the back window. If you look at the big old, like, almost like...
See the metal?
The glass is just melted.
All that is scorched.
Yeah, it was
dripping.
This is almost what you would see if you put a car in an incinerator.
But this is not...
Now, same thing on this car in the back. In the back of the cars. Not the front, the back of the cars. It's almost as if something was shot down and somebody... Now, this is my opinion. Somebody said, oh shit, we missed the target. And then they jumped over into Maui. Or, ground zero, I call it. But let's continue.
Not surrounded by a bunch of structure fires or anything.
Yeah, there's no fuel.
So, besides the gas that was in the tank, what's your theory on what could create temperatures at this level in the middle of a field?
Anomaly, I think is the word.
So this is the second anomaly that
yeah,
you're
it's
saying.
just, that's why I stopped. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, house. Nothing's burned. And then you have melted steel and glass. And then the only thing that is left is the steel, the thick steel frame, and then the steel sheet metal.
So I don't know if you guys have figured this out yet, but the media has not been given access to Lahaina town. Everything is locked up. Matter of fact, this gentleman next door, he was on Front Street yesterday and he was supposed to get access, and then the mayor shut it down because people were taking pictures. So they don't want pictures taken of anything in Lahaina town because they don't want you to see this, would be my guess.
Now that mayor I do not trust for a hot minute. I just think it's a disservice for him to shut down the media. So many people need information on each other's whereabouts, and that's what I said. This right here did it for me. I'm like 95, nearly 100% believing that, you know what, this is not what they said. This was something nefarious. Okay, it just because I've never heard of that during a catastrophe. Never heard of a media blackout. Another thing. I know people will say, well, if the gasoline burned in the back, it could have leave those scorch marks. True. I've seen a lot of burning cars. And I mean, inflamed, engulfed, and you hear it. People are trying to get out. You get the people out and get away from the car. It'll start to fizz and then blow up and all that. Never. And I challenge anybody, if I'm wrong, let me know. The wildfires in California, which they have a lot and all that, all these cars burn. When do you see video of anybody saying the fire was so intense that it even melted the aluminum rims on the car? And why in Hawaii? Why in Maui? Why in Hawaii? All these cars. plenty of them with melted rims. You know, if this fire was just blowing, it could only burn but so much before it loses that that intensity. You know what I'm saying? It'll burn, and then once all that's done, it's done. It will not get that hot in order to just keep burning constantly unless you keep adding an accelerant, I guess I'm trying to say, to keep it burning, to start melting stuff. But let's continue a little more.
Because the more that you take a look at this, and especially in this scenario, if there was a car like this in the middle of Lahaina, you might think to yourself, well, okay, it was in the middle of this major burn. There's an animal that died.
Yeah, I'm going to cut it right here in case anybody's a little squeamish. I'll leave a link in the description so you can watch the rest if you want, but in the next frame, there's a poor dog in there that's... anyway, you get what I'm saying. But, yeah, so that's what I got for now. And there's a lot more to the video, but like I said, I'll leave the link in the description. And it's just, I truly believe this is all nefarious, with not giving the exact body count, not keeping quiet about how many kids are missing, about the people being told by cops. And in my last video, I misspoke about a gentleman named Salty. It wasn't Salty, it was Fish. I'm sorry. He was the gentleman that makes like these bamboo straw hats. And when this thing happened, he said that he was going up and down Front Street. He went all the way to the end. There was nothing obstructing the cars from leaving but a police officer that was holding people back. And he asked the police officer, why are you holding them back? And he said that he got orders from the top to not let anybody out. Okay? So that right there in itself, I mean, there's so many things. And people need to wake up. The people in Maui, they need us, especially if there is a media blackout. And this is hitting, I mean, the internet, I mean, by storm. I mean, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Rumble. Another thing, I do have my channel on Rumble also, on the True Outlaw Patriot. I should keep mentioning that, but I don't. So, if by chance, because I've been noticing a few things with some of my videos. 1 minute it'll say I have like 31 views, and then I'll go back and it cuts down to 24 views. I mean, it's just been weird. Some comments, it'll show that I have certain comments, and when I go to click, I could only see one comment. I don't know why. So you can find me. I put the same content on Rumble, which is censor free. So what I put here, I put the same thing on Rumble under the same thing, True Outlaw Patriot. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. Please comment, like, subscribe. I want to thank everyone for helping my channel grow. Please keep it coming. Tell your friends, and keep praying for the people in Maui, because the truth is going to come out, and they're trying to suppress it so much. There is going to be that video. Trust me, there's going to be undeniable. It just hasn't surfaced yet. I truly believe that. I truly believe that for some odd reason, that one video, maybe the person that has it doesn't even know they have it, but it will come out. The truth, especially with something like this. Evil, if this has been done with evil intent, evil cannot hide, because God will bring it to light. So remember, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.